Okay, looks like we're having some serious technical difficulties today. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Can anybody hear me? Let me know in the chat if you can hear me. Okay, but there's no... Hi Shane, welcome to the stream. There's no camera though, is there? Have you got a white screen? Have you got a white screen? No picture. A white screen. No picture. Ah, shut up. That's what I've got as well. Right, I'm gonna have to do this live. I'm gonna have to do this live. Oh wait, I think we're back. Have you got a picture, everyone? Have you got a picture? Can you see me now? Yes, Shane, I'm having problems with the camera. Absolutely. It went to a white screen and I've just had to reset the camera options. Okay, I think that's a bit better because that was a little bit too bright. Thank goodness for that. Well, we've certainly had some technical difficulties tonight, but we are here. Finally, I've managed to work it out. Now, at any point in time, we could lose the camera again. So if that happens, I'm going to have to end the stream. But at the moment, we're running, so I'm going to run with it. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Hookster Talks with me and Mr. TB the Bear, everyone's favourite bear. Hello, Mr. Lesbians, here again. You are bloody hopeless. Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Sometimes I feel like Han Solo trying to manage the Millennium Falcon at times, you know. It's like, she'll hold together. Did you hear me? Just hold together. Norris will be a Formula 1 great. He will. Oh, look, Qatar has arrived. We just need Saudi and then we have victory buying bros back. The GOAT be winning. Can definitely hear this. Hi, Shane. Hurry up and donate your $50. It's good to be back for stream. Yes. Yes, I have, Dave. It looks better like this. It looks strange like this. Who are you and what have you done with Hookster? Hello, Mr. Flying Plastic. I know. It's ridiculous. It did happen the other day when I was doing a video. I got halfway through the video and the camera dropped out. So I shall have to investigate and see if there's a problem with the camera, which means if there is, I'll have to buy another webcam, which is bloody annoying. But there you go. Yes, Shane, I'm definitely having problems with the camera, but at the moment it's okay. But as I say, if it suddenly disappears, because it did when I started the stream, then, well, I'll go back and do what I did to see if it fixes it again. But if not, we'll have to end it. Lesbian domination could bore fans. Reductive includes doesn't belong on this earthly planet. I've got the picture. Good. I've got the picture. Yes, your name is Dave Rugara. Congratulations to Max Verstappen on winning the Brazilian Grand Prix. Indeed. I'd just like to say I've had a nice holiday. Well done, Shane. Well done indeed. Congrats to Max on winning the Las Vegas Grand Prix. I've missed talking to you when you're live. We've been on holiday. Yes, exactly, Shane. I've also missed TB the Bear. I know. Everyone misses TB the Bear. Piastri gets Brazil, Verstappen Vegas, Norris Qatar, and Piastri Abu Dhabi. Wowzers. Congrats to Max for winning the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Yes, indeed. Right, well, I'm talking a little bit quieter tonight because earlier this morning I went to the chemist to have one of my ears cleaned out. And now everything is very bloody loud. Yes, very bloody loud. Oh my God. Yes. The most annoying thing about that is that they no longer clean ears out on the NHS, which I was very annoyed about. So this morning it's just cost me £55. £55 to clean one ear hole out. £55, everyone. Can you believe that for a rip-off? So don't forget, my PayPal is open and so is the Super Chat. Yes, because I need all the money now. £55 it's just cost me to have one ear hole clean. And I've just realised something. Now I've had that one cleaned out, I'm pretty much deaf in this ear. Yeah, because I can't hear anything out of this one. I didn't have that one cleaned out, even though it was only 10 quid more. I thought, no, 10 quid's 10 quid, you know. And the left one was alright, so I didn't bother with it. But yeah, this one's I'm almost completely deaf in. Yes, completely deaf in. But there you go. Clocks have gone back in the UK. Yes, they have. Congratulations to Max for winning the 20th. Yes. Now you know how we feel watching you. Shush now. Shush. I know, but it is. Everything is so loud. I mean, I haven't had this ear cleaned out for about, bloody hell, 15, 20 years. Yes. It started actually around about the 1st of October. I started waking up and then, you know, when you get that horrible feeling of fullness in your ear and you can't hear properly. And I was having to do the old trick of pulling down your earlobe to get pressure in your ear, and it just went on from there, and it's getting worse and worse every day. It was just getting worse, and literally for the past 2 weeks I haven't been able to hear anything. I've been struggling on with these live streams, not really being able to hear anything, but we got through them. But yeah, it's just been getting worse and worse and worse. And my earlobe, oh my god, it hurts like a son of a bitch, because I was literally pulling it down like 200 times a day just to get, the pressure to equalise. When your ear goes pop, and then, for a couple of minutes it's all right, then it goes again. You have to pull it literally 200 times a day. I've been pulling on my earlobe. My earlobe is killing me, absolutely killing me. So I'm not going to touch it now, because the ear's okay. I'm not going to touch it now for weeks, and hopefully it'll sort itself out. But at the moment, it's bloody killing me. Lando Norris will never be a world champion. Extend that to the entirety of the NHS by 20... I know, it's ridiculous. I had absolutely no idea, because I haven't had an ear problem for quite a while. I was getting muffled hearing, and it was like 3.5 weeks, because I'm not like a wimp who after 2 days goes, I must go and see a doctor because there's something wrong with me. I always give it 3 or 4 weeks before I say, okay, I've had enough of this now, I need to go and see a doctor. So I rang up the doctor, and they said, what's the problem? I said, it's my ear. And she said, we don't do ears anymore. I went, excuse me? She went, no, we don't do ears anymore. She said, it's all gone out to private contractors. I went, so I've got to pay to have my ears? Yeah. I said, yeah. I couldn't believe it. So now, as I say, I didn't know anything about it. I got home, went on to Wikipedia, or not Wikipedia, onto Google, and there it is. It only happened about a year ago, apparently. Obviously, I didn't know anything about it, and with everything else that goes on in the world, these things don't get publicised. But yeah, it happened about a year ago. The NHS just completely said, no, we're not doing ears anymore. And so, if you want to get your ears cleaned out, you have to go to a chemist, or they've cropped up everywhere. There's private clinics that are doing it now. Just everywhere. What a racket! Unbelievable. And like where I live, there's 4 chemists and 4 private clinics within about a 2-mile radius. I had so much pick of where I could go. It's unbelievable. I just went to my local chemist in the end, but there was like 8 different places I could have gone to have my ear cleaned out. But the prices are still the same. £55 to clean out one ear with the old suction. Don't know if any of you ever had suction, but it's not a nice experience. Just imagine sticking a vacuum cleaner in your ear hole, and that's pretty much what happens. It's horrible. It really is horrible. And it's so loud as well. And especially as I've got tinnitus in both ears, it's and when someone's sticking something in your ear and you want to pull away, but you can't pull away because they're doing something for the good, so you've just got to sit there and put up with it, basically. But it's horrible. It's horrible. I hate it. I've only ever had it done once before, and that was in hospital like 20 years ago, and oh my god, that was a horrible experience, because I was sick in hospital anyway, and they just come and said, I couldn't hear very well, so they just took me there and sucked it all out without it, because you have to prepare your ear before you had that done. You have to put drops in your ear for a good week before to soften the wax. But of course, because I was in hospital, they just sent me up there and sucked it all out, and literally it felt like my eardrum was coming out at the same time. It's, oh my god. Yeah. But anyway, we've got through it, and yeah, there you go. How's TB the bet? He's doing okay, Shane. You stole someone else's 98 space run. I did. Like, clocks don't change in Turkey, they just stay as they are, but over in the UK they go forward in March and back in October. Yes, they do. On top of the pops tomorrow, we've got Steps, Robbie Williams, and Mel B's first solo hit. Now, on the way to the chemist this morning, I was in a taxi, and you talk of Robbie Williams, and they were playing Rock DJ. I haven't heard that for quite a few years. Did you gobble up some points? Ah, yes. Gobble up some points. Perfect, Pessy, yes. Thanks, Tories. Dave's bankrupt now. I know. Was it them that instigated this then? Was it about getting rid of your ears? Anyway, I got round it because I said to the doctor, yeah, okay, that's fair enough, but you saying that I've got to have my ear cleaned out, there might be something wrong with my ear. I might have an ear infection or whatever. So I actually managed to book an appointment with the doctors, and he came and looked at my ear, and he says, I can't see your eardrum because it's completely full of wax. So you'll have to get that sorted first before we can see the drum. Anyway, I had that done this morning, and he looked at me, and he could see me drum, and he said it looked pretty much okay. So fingers crossed, that's the end of it, hopefully. But yeah, there you go. I've always had problem with my right ear anyway. When I was 7 years old, I had 20, yes, count them, 27 ear infections in that right ear, and they basically ran concurrently, which means as soon as it started to clear up, I then got another ear infection again. In the end, the doctor turned around to me and said, I'm completely stumped. I don't know what to do. He said, I just don't know what to do. He says, I can't give you any more antibiotics. He says, you've reached the limit. I think I had about 6 sets of antibiotics, one after the other. And he said, you've reached the end of, how much antibiotics you can take. I can't give you any more. He says, I'm at a loss of what to do. He says, I don't know what to do. And I was only like 7 years old. He was relaying this to me mum because, when you're 7 years old, you don't go to the doctors on your own, do you? And he was relaying this to me. So he says, I'm stumped. I don't know what to do. He says, all you can do is just carry on with your ear infections and hope that they will, eventually stop. And yes, 27 ear infections later, it did finally stop. But unfortunately, it had obviously done a bit of damage in there. And ever since then, I've had problems with the right ear. Have you seen the 2026 calendar? If you have, what do you think of the new circuit that is on the calendar at the Madring? I haven't seen the 2026 calendar. Let's put it up on the screen. Here we are then. Here we are. The 2026 calendar. We've got Australia in its rightful place at the start of the season. China, Japan, Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, Miami, Canada, Monaco, oh God, Spain, Austria, Great Britain, Belgium, Hungary, Netherlands, Italy, Spain. Well, that's late for Spain, isn't it? That's very late for Spain. Usually Spain's around 7 or 8, isn't it? Azerbaijan, Singapore, United States, Mexico, Brazil, Las Vegas, Qatar, and Abu Dhabi. Wow. So it looks pretty much the same as the usual rubbish. So Imola got replaced by Madrid and Barcelona stayed. When was this? 5 months ago. Oh, there it is. There it is. What a mistake to make it. Yes, Madrid. Let's have a look at the Madrid circuit. That's why it's late, Dave, because it's not the usual Spain. Madring, there you go. That's what Shane's talking about. Here we are. Cool. That's so bright. That's so bright. Jesus. The Madring, Spanish pronunciation Majoling, Circuito de Madring is a planned... oh no, not another street circuit. Please. It will host the Formula One Spanish Grand Prix starting in 2026. Joining the list of circuits that have hosted the World Championship races since 1950. Displacing the Circuit de Barcelona Catalunya. Well, to be honest, I've never been that impressed with Barcelona. It's, you know, it's all right, but it never really excites too much. Oh my goodness, I just remembered I haven't shared out the stream, but I'll do it in a minute. Which was hosted the races in 1991. Hang on, I've forgotten to share out the stream. What a load of muppets I am. Wow, this is so professional, isn't it? This is hour for professional stuff. This isn't it? Hour for professional stuff. I haven't even shared out the stream yet. Not that it really matters, because everyone that's important is actually in the stream right now. But I've got to do it anyway. Because you never know. You never know. Someone big one day might be watching. And if I haven't shared out the stream, I might get missed. Please bear with me. Accept your cookies. There's one. We've posted it to X. Now let's post it to the Facebook menagerie. And don't worry, Paddock Lesbians. I know you're here, so I'm not going to post it to you again. I may be old, but I'm not that old. One, two, three. Right, we've done that. Sorry about that. Completely forgot to do that. Let's get back to what we were looking at. The Madra ring. Here we are. Here we are. Right, okay. Well, let's have a look at the chat while I'm doing that. Have you seen the 20? Yes, I've got it right here now, Shane. Got it right here. Or Kia, whatever part of the year it was past. Yeah, I don't know when it was. I say it's literally only happened a year ago that they stopped doing ears. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? A doctor. What was the fundamental things that a doctor would deal in? Ear, nose, and throat, wasn't it? That was it. Ear, nose, and throat, which is the three most common things that someone gets wrong with them, isn't it? Ear, nose, and throat. But now, no, it's just nose and throat because I don't do ears. Don't do ears. Did you hear that GTA 6 has been delayed until... Oh, no, not again. Is that another delay? I can't remember. Yeah, it must be. 19th of November. This is getting ridiculous now, isn't it? GTA 6. I know people that have gone out and bought PlayStation 5s early just to get this game, and by the time it comes out, the PlayStation 6 will be out. Because that's supposed to be out in what, 2027, 2028? So GTA 6 is going to be another one of those ported games again, isn't it? It's going to come out on the PS5, and then about a year later, it'll be coming out on the PS6. Unbelievable. It will be 2046 by the time. It will be. It will be. Now that is very bad news for the fact that if it's going to be any good or not. Because usually when games get delayed, then delayed again, then delayed again, it's because they can't get it to bloody work properly. That's why. Not because it's a great game and they're just polishing it up to make it better. No, 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 no. That is because they cannot get it to work properly. It's time to begin. I'm counting. 5, 6, 7, 8. Rock DJ, okay, the video where Robbie removes his skin. Yes, that's right. I remember that. And he starts throwing it at the DJ, doesn't he? And all the other ones going around on roller skates. What a weird video that was. If you were just describing that to someone and they didn't know what you're talking about, they'd think you were a lunatic, wouldn't they? Yeah, then he takes his skin off and then he throws it at everyone and then they grab it all and they're smearing it all over their What? What? What are you talking about? Did he bang your drum? Yeah. Every team has 60 plus points but won this season so far. Basically, Dave has the reliability of a mini metro in the rain. This is very true. Very true. My calendar is better. Well done, Baku. The Madrid circuit is horrific. That's the thing, Dave. Formula One's getting a lot of street circuits. Yes, it is, isn't it? A lot of street circuits, and I don't like it. I don't like street circuits. The amount we've got is fine. And if you just keep adding more street circuits, it's not going to improve the show, is it? Because I just don't like them. We don't need... No, we certainly don't, Mr. Plynal Plessy. We do not need street circuits. Agreed, it's shit. How many street circuits is that now? Must be 6 at least. Yeah, it's got to be 6. It's got to be 6. I believe so, Plynal Plessy. Hello, Mr. Will F1. Welcome to the stream. Unfortunately, we've had a few streaming issues tonight, but that's normal for doing anything that's live. But there you go. Lando Norris will never be great. This is true. What is your calendar, Paddock Lesbians? Lando Norris will never be a world champion. Lando Norris will never not be a bottle job. We don't give a shit about your calendar, KD, says Will F1. Oh, it's getting spicy already. Piastri and Norris are the best pairing in Formula One today, says Mr. Rugara. There you go. Not a chance. Piastri and Norris are number 2 drivers. I'm a bit excited and a bit concerned at the same time about the Madrid. Yes, it's yeah, it doesn't look good, does it? Doesn't look good. They're going to be doing the Formula 1, Formula 2, Formula 3 and the Euro Cup 3 as well. That circuit. Circuit length 5.473. I wonder if anyone's done that on YouTube. As I say that, magically, someone has. In fact, quite a few have. We're gonna have to go for the one with the most views. I know I shouldn't do that, but we're gonna have to go for it. That's Mr. Neck Cruise. He does actually make some very, very good videos, I must admit. So we'll go for Mr. Neck Cruise. Here we are then. This is Madrid at the Mada Ring. I don't even know if I should put headphones on at this point. I'll put one in my left ear. There you go. I'll leave me right ear alone because everything's so loud. Right, here we go. Lap of the Mad Ring. Make myself a bit smaller. Here it is. Is that a chicane, a sharp chicane into the first turn? I mean, come on. Yes, it is. Oh my god, that's going to cause some crashes, isn't it? Oh wow, what was that? What was that? Oh my god, did you see how tight that was to the wall? Look, there's the wall there, look. Oh my god. How on earth are they going to expect Lance Stroll to get through that section? How are they going to do it? Look at that. Wow. Wow. There's going to be a few crashes there I can see happening. Oh my god. Are you serious? Are you serious? Look at how close you are to the barrier. Oh my god. Look. In fact, you almost touched the barrier. Is this one of those Gran Turismo fantasy circuits? This can't be real, surely. It's like one of the bonus tracks you get in one of the old F1 games, isn't it? This is a real circuit? Oh my god. I mean, one could end up lifting the huge trophy, not bad, going for a number 2. Oh look, Saudi Arabia's arrived, the biggest offenders of buying wins. Shame does unfortunately for you, Saudi. Better to have a delayed game than a rushed one. This is also true, yes. Yes. Are you listening? Are you listening, EA? Talking about EA and the F1 game, I can still report that it is November the 6th and they still haven't signed on the dotted line for F1 26. Very concerned I am, very concerned, because they have to start making it at the end of October. It's now November. Now, as you've probably seen on the internet, they have recently been bought out, EA, for $50 billion. So that could be holding things up, but it's still a bit concerning. It also means that F1 2026 will probably end up as a copy-paste of F1 2025 because they won't have time to implement anything new to the game. So it'll be the same My Team, the same driver career. They'll stick a few bells and whistles on it to try and get the sales in. But apart from that, I can't see them being able to radically overhaul anything because their time scale every single day is now reducing. Until they sign on the dotted line to say we're going to continue making the game for the next 2 years, they can't start developing the game. That's how it works. You have to sign first, and then you can't. So at the moment, I don't know what they're doing over at EA. I don't know what they're doing. But they're not making F1 26, that's for sure. And as I say, we're on the 6th of November now. Now, there is a possibility that they have signed on the dotted line and they haven't announced it, because they don't need to announce it, because, you know, we're just Joe Public. We don't know what's going on. So they might have done it, but just not announced it. Seems a little bit strange not to announce, you know, that you've signed again for a 2-year contract, I would say. Usually that would be something you'd want to boast about, wouldn't it, to try and drum up sales for next year's game. So I'm a little bit perplexed about what's going on with next year's game. But we will see. We will see. Could we be in a situation where next year there isn't an F1 game? And we can't say it's never happened, because it has happened. It has happened. In fact, for 2 years it happened. 2007 and 2008, there was no F1 game. So it's happened once, it can happen again. Over the years, since the 2000s, since I was a little boy, I'd been excited about Formula 1 races at new places. By the time GTA 6 is out, the Hookster will have been 95 years old. Yes. Yes. Show Shane my calendar, Dave. Okay, I'll show him your calendar. Here we go, Shane. This is the Paddock Lesbians calendar. As Will F1's just fallen off to sleep at this point. So he's got Australia for round 1 at Albert Park, or New Zealand. New Zealand being the Wellington Street Circuit. Number 2 is Malaysia. 3 is Bahrain. 4 is India. 5 is Japan. 6 is China. 7th is South Africa. Or shall I say it right? South Africa. 8 is Spain. 9 is France. 10 is Belgium. 11 is the Netherlands. 12 is United Kingdom, which is quite ironic because that's usually where they score in the Eurovision Song Contest. 13th is Austria. 14th is Germany. 15th is Finland. 16th is Italy. 17th is Greece. 18th is Canada. 19th is the USA. 20th is Mexico. 21st is Argentina. And bringing up the rear in its rightful place at the end of any season is Brazil. Saudi can do one. Like Bahrain and China in 2004, Turkey in 2005, Fuji in 2007, Singapore in 2008, Abu Dhabi in 2009, Korea in 2010, India in 2011 and Russia in 2014. Monaco, Miami, Saudi Arabia, Singapore, Madrid, Las Vegas. Does Albert Park count? Yes, Albert Park does count. It is a street circuit. It is a street circuit. Yes, it does count. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 with Albert Park. 7 street circuits. There's an infamous lap of the something that was released recently. This circuit is so unsuitable, it's laughable. It is. It's a horrible circuit. I don't know what they're thinking. Can't wait for the ERL to drive on this track next year. Me too. I can't wait for Madrid. Oh my goodness. I'll see if I can get both of Dom's wheels off this time, not just one. Valencia is prime Spa compared to this. It is. I'd rather drive on the cheesy push track from F1 98. So would I. And trust me, that track's cacking awful. Oh my God, I still get nightmares about that track. But yeah, that's kind of what Madrid reminds me of. Like those, as I say, the free tracks you used to get on the old F1 games, or a GTA fantasy track, you know? I mean, there's some brilliant GTA fantasy tracks. It has to be GTA. Gran Turismo, sorry, I keep getting my GTAs and my Gran Turismo mixed up. Gran Turismo, there's a lot of great Gran Turismo fantasy tracks. I mean, oh my God, some of the greatest, in fact, are on Gran Turismo. But that's what that track looks like to me. It looks like a Gran Turismo fantasy circuit. Very weird. It's so bad, we'll want it on the calendar permanently. Oh dear, I have a feeling it's going to happen again like it did in the late 2000s when we didn't get another Formula 1 game for a few years after F1 Championship Edition. It could happen. It could happen. But I don't want to, chuck out alarm bells yet, because they've still got, enough time. They got a couple of weeks of November, because we've only just into November. They've got a couple of weeks of November if they're going to announce it. And as I say, they could have signed already and just not said anything. A bizarre decision, I would say, but it's up to them, innit? As I say, we're just Joe Public, so we're not privy to what's going on at EA and Codemasters. They could already have been signed, and they could already been developed. They could already be developing the F1 26 game as I speak. As I say, we don't know until something gets released and it's picked up by the popular press. We won't know. We won't know. But I say it could already have happened. But as I say, at the moment, there's no official release from EA or Codemasters saying that they've picked up the option. It was a 2-year option on their contract for 2026 and 2027. All they've got to do basically is just sign the dotted line. And obviously that involves transferring of money as well, because they're buying the F1 license again. But that's basically all they've got to do is sign the dotted line. They're not renegotiating the contract. The contract's already in place. They're just adding 2 more years to it. So it's a little bit bizarre. But anyway, watch this space. No 2007 or 2008 games, so F1 fans with an Xbox had to wait until 2010 to get a game. Yes, they did, because of course there was no 2009 on the Xbox, was there? No. It was on the PSP and the Wii. Yes, the Wii. Oh my God. I know a lot of people moaned about that, but you can understand why they did it the way they did it, because it gave them more time to work on F1 2010, and as we all know, 2010 is regarded as one of the best F1 games that Codemasters have ever made. In fact, in my opinion, it is the best one that they've ever made, which is quite ironic considering it's the first one. And in my estimation, they should have stopped at that one. They should have just done the one and just said, no, that's it. Just like they've done with the WRC game. They should have just done one and said no. But obviously they didn't. They carried on every bloody year. And yeah. Paddock lesbians, your calendar is quite interesting. South Africa or Morocco. Also, greasy share of Hungary. Show everyone my F1 Hawaii circuit. That's an insult to Gran Turismo. Okay. Gran Turismo did have a Madrid circuit, but it was much different. Yes, they did. Also, because it was upsetting that we didn't get a Formula 1 game based on the 2007 season and one based on the 2008 season. Yes, because we missed out on those 2 great years with Lulu. It's quite impossible to believe now, isn't it, that we didn't have an F1 game on the very year that Lulu won his first World Championship. We didn't have an F1 game. So we couldn't replicate that in an F1 game. I know there's lots of mods around now where you can do the 2008 and 2007 season on other games, but it's not the same thing. It's not the same thing. Main difference being GT put actual effort into it. This is true. KD in his boring shitty calendar again says we'll F1. Spicy. It was for Shane Saudi. KD is paying Dave to show everyone his calendar every week, says Whit. Yes, he is. He is. I still have the Wii version, but I don't play it, of course. The only memorable thing about 2009 is the all-seasons rubbish when the Hookster said he'd send a mean tweet to Rachel Riley of Canada. Yes, I remember that. I did. That was the whole premise of the series, wasn't it? Because I was trying to drum up some enthusiasm because I was getting very enthusiastic with playing the game, I have to admit. Mainly because that was the first and only time I dabbled in emulation, and my computer was not up to the task of emulating even a PSP game, because there was no graphics card in my computer at the time, and it was an old one anyway, and oh my god, it wasn't up to it. But I managed to tweak some settings that I got off the internet, and I got it kind of running. It was kind of running. If you've seen that series, you'll see that the start of it was very flaky. The frame rate was very dodgy. Lots of things were dodgy on it, but once we got into it, I managed to get those settings changed. It was stable and it was running okay. A few graphical glitches, but nothing too bad. But yeah, I remember that, something to do with Rachel. I can't remember what it was. I was going to send her a mean tweet, and I think I've mentioned this before. It was a bit like I didn't, because she actually sued someone for doing exactly that, didn't she? Sending an inappropriate tweet or something back in the day. So yes, well done, Dave. Well done. Also, just to think what it would have been like if we got to race at the Fuji Speedway on F107, F108 if these games happened, and those were the only seasons in the 2000s that had that circuit. Yes, if he didn't win the title, should have played the Wii version, but then that would go against the channel's name. Yes, I should have played the Wii version, but yes, against the channel. Also, there were several things that were stopping me from doing that. I would have had to have done the Wii. I wanted to keep it, in the same vein of the channel. So I would have had to have got a Wii emulator to do that, to record it off. So that's why I picked the PSP version, because it was still it was still PlayStation. So I was keeping it like that. But yes, my computer just wasn't up to the task, unfortunately. Fuji is overrated. Did you know that the Hookster girl and her 15 minutes of fame are well and truly over? She streamed recently to only 9 viewers. Wow. Well, that's even better than these streams. So she's not doing too bad, is she? She got 9 viewers. How many have I got right now? Well, everyone in this chat, 5. There you go, 5 viewers. The Hookster girl is no more, is she? Oh dear. What a shame. What a shame. But if you think about it, what kind of career was she going to make out of basically a flippant remark that she made on someone else's video who stuffed a camera in her, camera in her face and asked her for a quote, and that was it? Was she really going to make a career out of, 10 seconds? Really? No. I do miss Formula 1 racing in Sepang in Malaysia. Yes, me too. Right, I've got to show this Hawaii because I'm contractually obligated. If I can find it. Where's Hawaii? Oh, there it is. As long as they're easy to find, I can show you. But if I've got to search for them, here we go. This is the Paddock Lesbians Hawaii Circuit. Wake up, Will. Wake up. Come on. Wakey. Come on. Eyes open. Here's the Hawaii Circuit, Will. I want you to personally give this circuit your rating, Will. Give this circuit your rating. Come on. Wakey. It's not time for bed yet. Come on. Hawaii Circuit, Will. Give it your rating. Rating out of 10. You say that, but Chesney Hawks has made a career out of his one and only hit that was 34. Yes, I stand corrected. You are correct. Chesney Hawks, one song 34 years ago, And he made a career out of that. I do, yes, I do stand corrected, yes. But at least it was a song, you know. It was a song, wasn't it? At least it was a song. I mean, not 10 seconds of the Hawk Tour Girl. It was a proper song, you know, everything. Is the Hawaii circuit another street circuit? Well, the inventor of this circuit will let you know whether it's a street circuit or not. I'm sure he will. There's your answer, Shane. Yes, it is another street circuit. Come on, Will. I need your vote out of 10. No space for a proper circuit. Come on, Will. Wakey, wakey. Where's your vote out of 10? Would be a great place for a race. It would be. Especially at Hawaii. Anywhere in Hawaii would be a great place for a race. I'm surprised they haven't done one at Hawaii before, you know. Very surprised. Perhaps I've just given Liberty Media too many ideas there right now. But yeah, I'm surprised they haven't already done a race in Hawaii. In 1999, there was meant to be a Hawaii street circuit in kart, a non-championship race. It was a disaster. It never happened. Interesting. I didn't know that. I thought so. Paddock lesbians because of the buildings. Yes, indeed. Kart. I used to watch Kart when Nigel Mansell was doing it. It's Nigel Mansell. Nigel Mansell. Back in the day. Right. Well, Will's fallen asleep. Will's fallen asleep, so let's check out the no, where's it gone? Have I got rid of it? Oh yeah, I had to reset the stream, didn't I? Right, F1 news, everyone. What's going on in the wonderful world of F1? Well, of course, we've got Brazil this weekend. Piastri says everything is explainable. Piastri unshaken in belief he can win the title. There you go. There you go. He can win it, everyone. He can win it. Now, the problem with Brazil, and I hate the fact that they've done this, but they have, is that it's a sprint round championship. So we've got the horrible sprint as well. I wish they'd leave Brazil alone. Give the sprint to someone else and leave Brazil alone. But no, we've got a sprint round. Zach Brown, McLaren chief, willing to lose championship rather than back Oscar Piastri and Orlando Norris. What are you doing, Zach? What are you doing? Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, that's about all we got in the F1 news, everyone. Not a lot going on, but it is only Thursday, of course. The excitement will be ramped up tomorrow. And wake up, Oscar. It's over. Yes, absolutely. What do you think, Dave? I think it's a good design, actually. I like it. I like it. And I can't understand why we haven't had an F1 race in Hawaii. It's just such a natural sort of habitat. It's full of opulence and, you know, rich people. So I can't understand why they haven't gone to Hawaii, but there you go. Ben Edwards and Jeremy Shaw did the kart commentary on Eurosport, did they? Interesting. I didn't know that. And they used to show it late at night on Channel 5. Yes. Yes. I wish they still would, because I used to like watching that at like 4 o'clock in the morning. the old kart, because it was all like cut down to highlights as well, wasn't it? So it wasn't really, you didn't get a chance to get bored. It wasn't the full race, just highlights. And I used to like that. But you never see kart on the TV over in the UK now, do you? Apart from, usual streaming services or whatever. But you don't see it on, like, even late at night. I don't mind because I've got a Virgin recording box, so I can record it and watch it the next day. Even if it's on at 4 o'clock in the morning, it doesn't matter. But you just never see it, do you? That's a shame. There used to be so much sport on at like 3 and 4 in the morning, didn't they? From like American sport. But it's just, I don't know, they just seem to have got rid of it now, don't they? If they lose the championship, he has to be sacked. Zach, that is. I think you're probably right, to be honest, because, What do you think Formula One would have been like now if Jules Bianchi was still alive? It's devastating what happened to him at Suzuka in 2014 and months later in 2015. As you say that, Shane, I was directed to this video. Now, AI.
We think of them as superheroes, racing at.
AI is a thing. It is a thing. It definitely is a thing. But so far, AI hasn't been that bad. I mean, it's been deplorable for the YouTube space because the whole thing is now full of people making AI videos, because basically they just type into ChatGTP, make me a script for a video, and it comes out with this complete script, and they just record it and away they go. But the whole internet, the whole of YouTube space now is full of AI, and it's hot. But it's never been sort of, that bad, because the videos are AI, just don't watch them. Just don't watch them. That's the thing. But this is a problem for me. This is when they're using AI to generate thumbnails. Now, I've experimented with AI thumbnails. All you do is exactly the same thing. You just go into ChatGTP. I've gone into ChatGTP and I've said, make me an all seasons thumbnail. And there it is. It's all made for you. And it said, and you can change it. You can just say, make me an exciting thumbnail. Make just anything you like. And out comes the thumbnail. That's good. I haven't got a problem with that. But I never use them because, they just look too fake and false, so I never use them. But then people obviously have cottoned onto this, and they're using thumbnails now purely as a generator of getting more views. And this, which I was directed to, I think is absolutely despicable. This is from the Daily Fuel Up, which is a channel which, in my opinion, is pretty much pure trash anyway. But that's just my opinion. But here you can see that this AI-generated thumbnail clearly shows Jules Bianchi's car going underneath a tractor. Now, number one, there was never a picture of this released to the public. Also, number two, Jules Bianchi's car did not go underneath the tractor in the manner that this picture is showing it. As far as I know, that isn't even an approved FIA tractor. As far it just looks like an AI generated picture of a generic tractor, and they've got Jules Bianchi's car crashed into it. And as you can see, right in the corner of the bumper of that tractor, you can just about make out that there's a representation there of Jules Bianchi's head. Just right in the corner. Can you see that? I can't blow it up anymore, but yeah. You can just about see a representation of Bianchi's. Now, here's the other thing. I can't click on it because it keeps playing the video. I'll just have to show you. If you look at the car and then look above it, there's another car behind that car, just to show you that this is just a fake AI generated picture, because there's that rear wing is black, and as you can see, and it's like melded onto the rear wing of the Marussia. So that's obviously another car that was probably involved in an accident with a tractor, and they've just AI superimposed Bianchi's car onto the top of it. But the whole thing is it's pure trash. Pure trash. And I mean, that guy suffered enough anyway. He was in a coma, wasn't he, for was it 6 months, something like that? And then of course the family had to make the heart-wrenching decision to turn his machine off, you know. And then just for views, look, 622k views they've got for that. So it was a very popular video, which is probably based purely on the thumbnail. But that's what they do. That's what they do. It's trash. I mean, look at this. Niki Lauda's 55 seconds of death, and you know, that's another AI generated thumbnail. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It really is. The race that changed Formula One for us got 4.6 million views. That up is, I think is that Spa 98 that's trying to be represented there. Spa 98. Well, there was no explosions of cars blowing up at Spa in 98 anyway, because it was pissing hard for one thing. So yeah, it's just trash, absolute trash, AI generated trash. But that is going too far. That is going too far, just for views. As I say, that kind of picture was never released to the public. You can see the crash. It's on YouTube. Someone did upload it. You can't see anything, but it is somewhere on YouTube if you type it in, because I say obviously someone out there was going to upload it, and they have done, so it is there. But as I say, that scenario didn't even happen. There was no going into the tractor in a sideways impact. As far as I know, it was straight on, and Jules Bianchi's car actually went underneath the tractor head on, as far as my understanding of what happened in that situation was. There was no coming in from the side of the tractor. That's just pure AI generated shit. And there it is. Anyway, no doubt they were a great load of guys, so why not like and subscribe? Now, the next part of Shane's question was if Jules Bianchi was still alive. If Jules Bianchi was still alive, I think everybody's opinion was that he would have gone to Ferrari, definitely. So he probably would have followed the path that Charles Leclerc is basically having now, the path that he's had at Ferrari. He probably would have been that driver, and Charles Leclerc would have been driving for someone else. That's probably what would have happened if Jules had still been alive. One of the memorable kart races was in 2000, where Juan Pablo Montoya and Michael Andretti were battling for the lead in Michigan. Yes. Apparently, Ben's commentary was so good that Eurosport in France used his commentary for the highlights. Well, his commentary was always very good. I was very dismayed when he actually left Formula One. I have to say, I still haven't looked that up to see what the circumstances of that was. But yeah. Oh yeah. Could you mention the thumbnail situation? Yes, I've just covered it. For any sensitive viewers, I really recommend you look away. Yes. It's just it's trash. It's just trash. There was a lot of ex-F1 drivers in kart. You did have Villeneuve and Montoya, who of course moved to F1, and your Andretti's and your Fittipaldis and Mansell, but also Moreno. Oh yes, Moreno was he did quite well in kart, if I remember, didn't he? A lot better than Formula One anyway. Blundell, yes, he was in kart. He did pretty average. Yes, he did about as well in kart as Jimmy Blythe did in driven. Yes. And of course Zanardi, yes. Look away, sensitive viewers, yes, look away. Zanardi, of course, left F1 to go to kart, then came back into F1, which wasn't successful. He then returned to kart, and unfortunately we know what happened. He is one of my motorsport heroes. Yes, I agree with you. It's very, very tragic what happened to Zanardi, but he did show a lot of fortitude when he came back from that accident. A lot of people would have just, given up, but he showed a lot of determination. So you've got to give him a lot of props for that. He really did. It's disgusting. I feel sickened. Yes, me too. And just for views. That's what you got to think about. It's just for views. Views and money. That's all that was generated for. Views and money. Morals, it doesn't even come into the equation. Morals, thinking to yourself before you even make that thumbnail, is this a good idea? Is this a good... No, they don't even think about that for 1 second. All they think about is lolly, lolly, lolly. Yes. Yes, I've seen that Spa 1998 thumbnail. Anything for clicks. Yeah, that is. I thought that is Spa 98, isn't it? Spa 98. Oh my god. Spa 98. As I say, there wasn't any... I don't want to play it because I get done for copyrighting. I'm just looking at it in the background. Yep, it is. Here's a freeze frame of it. It's Spa 1998. There it is. There it is. So where on earth did the explosions come from? Because there wasn't, as I say, it was pissing. Obviously, you can still get a fire when it's raining, but there was no fire. There was no fire at all, was there? So it's just pure click. I expect every one of these videos is clickbait. Let's have a look. Oh look, there's Lando Norris with a bandage round his head. Yes, that's not clickbait at all, is it? Meet the craziest man in Formula 1 history. Is that Flavio Briatore by any chance? Is it? Is that what they're talking about? I don't want to click on it. The most terrifying crashes in history. I mean, look at this. Look at this one. Look, F1 drivers who shouldn't be alive. There's a picture of a car getting disintegrated and the driver falling through the air. I mean, that's not real either, is it? That's AI generated. Oh, look, the day F1 watched a man burn to death. Look, no one helped. Yes. Wow, this channel's great, isn't it? Oh, my goodness. This channel is really top tier. Top tier. Chef's kiss to this channel, I'd say. This is just absolutely top tier. I'm just hoping everyone involved in this channel is absolutely 100%, you know, happy and content in their lives. You know, they go to bed at night and think of all that lovely lolly, basically. Oh my god, this is just... I've seen this channel before, but I've never actually gone through the videos and had a look. But it's top quality. It really is. I mean, look at this. Niki Lauda's 55 seconds of death. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you even do that? Well, at least they got one video right. The worst Formula 1 driver of all time, Nikita Mazepin's been. Oh, I presume this is Imola 1994, is it, with Senna? Yeah. That really happened just like the thumbnail shows, doesn't it? Oh my god. This is just layers of... Well, they haven't done many videos, have they? They've been running for 2 years. This is just trash. Oh my... Anyway, that's enough of that. Daily Fuel Up. Go like and subscribe and all that good stuff. Because I'm sure they're brilliant, really. Paddock 43. All is forgiven compared to this. Yeah, I know. Ridiculous. I need to report it to the Bianchi family, speaking of. Yeah. I think he still does F1 on occasion. Last I heard he was on F1 TV. A few years ago he did one of the Miami races with John Watson. Good, good. Glad to see he's still about. And of course he didn't go through any kind of scandal, did he? That was the thing. I think if I remember rightly, he wanted more time with his family. And I think that's one of the reasons why he hanged up his commentator hat. I think he wanted more time with his family. I'm not too sure on that. I have to look it up. I think that's one of the reasons. Like, I know you weren't around in the 50s or 60s. Well, according to Will, I was, Shane. Yes. According to Will, I was around in the 1920s as well. But I see your point. But there is a video on YouTube talking if the Halo wouldn't have saved the F1 drivers' lives. Yeah. Of course, he worked with John Watson at Eurosport when they still did F1, the A1 GP, of course. F1 Digital, yes. F1 Digital. Blundell did win 3 races in 1997. Still better than his F1 career, but then again, he was driving cars that were nowhere near winning races. This is true. Yeah, Blundell was very unlucky in his Formula 1 career in regards to the cars that he got to drive. He was a little bit of a Johnny Herbert. Johnny Herbert always driving toilets. Whole of his career he ended up in toilets until he got to the Benetton. But he unfortunately didn't really shine in that either, to be honest. I think he just got so used to driving toilets that he couldn't sort of get the best out of himself even when he was in a decent car. But there you go. Sadly, morals don't work in this world. This is true. As I say, you know, where are your morals? There is no morals because it's all just lolly, 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 isn't it? Get me that money. Get me that money. That F1 drivers who shouldn't be alive nonsense thumbnail was about Martin Donnelly. It's just wrong. It is. It is. Now, thankfully, on the Jules Bianchi one, thankfully, there are a few people calling out the thumbnail in the comments. I won't show it because I don't, they haven't really given me permission to read their comments out, so I won't go on to it. But I have gone on to the video and I've looked in the comments, and a few people, not many, but a few people have actually called out the thumbnail and said, it's disgraceful. So good to them. Good to them. Won't make any difference. I doubt even if Daily Fuel Up even looked at it, to be honest, but there you go. Plimpus says, I wonder what Fixed would have made of NASCAR with their playoff system. Oh my God. Let's not talk about Fixed. Now, these past few days, because I knew I was getting my ear cleaned out and I didn't know whether I was going to be able to do my commentary for the all seasons. So I've been rushing around this week to get it actually done. I've actually finished the video. I've just got to upload it. So I haven't got to sort out the commentary. As it is, I could do the commentary anyway, but I didn't know at the time, obviously. So I've been rushing around, and while I make videos, I usually have a YouTube video running in the background while I'm making videos, just a bit of background noise. And I've been not watching because, as I say, it's just on in the background. I'm not looking at it. I've been listening to Mr. Fix this week, and yes, he has now reached new levels of lunacy. Yes, but I was actually listening to one of his videos, and he started talking about something, and I had to look at it because I didn't know what he was talking about. Okay, this is the best bit. He was reading out a statement from someone. I can't remember what it's all about because it's all a load of piffle. Whole thing's a load of piffle. But he was reading out from something, and he was trying to scroll up past because there was a cookie bit in the middle, where you had to accept the cookies. That was actually on the screen in the middle, and he wouldn't press the button because he said, I'm not accepting the cookies. I almost fell off my chair laughing. I really did. The guy's so paranoid that he wouldn't accept the cookies. He would not accept the cookies. And I must have laughed my head off for about 30. It didn't do me ear much, because I'll tell you, for about 30 minutes, because he's literally, so he's trying to scroll this page up so it goes past the bit in the middle with the cookies on it. But because I'm not accepting the cookies. I'm not accepting the cookies. And I thought, oh my God, that is a new level of paranoia on top of paranoia on top of paranoia, basically. So yeah, that did make me laugh. So yeah, I've been following him for the last week because he's been talking about the Felipe Massa court case, and it's just laughable. YouTube took down one of his videos because he was mentioning one of the barristers in the trial, and he was basically mentioning all their information, and he's going, I don't know why YouTube's taking the video down. He says, because I wasn't giving out his home address or anything. He can't work out, because he said all that information is publicly available. Yes, all the information is publicly available, but that does not give you the right to then redistribute that information during one of your own videos and using that information in your narrative. That would be like someone linking you to an R. Kelly video. I can believe I can fly. Someone putting you in that. You wouldn't want that, would you? And what Fix doesn't understand is, if you flip that around, imagine if on Sky Sports one day in the future, they actually put one of James' videos on like the big screen, for the whole world to see, and everyone starts laughing at it, because obviously everyone will start laughing at it because they'll think it's so absurd. He wouldn't like that at all, would he? And yet he's purposely redistributing information on his own channel, and he can't see he can't see what the problem is. So in that situation, I said, yes, YouTube, spot on. You got that exactly right. That's exactly what you should have done, which was take the video down. Because just because it's public information doesn't mean you can start, including it in your own narrative, whatever he's trying to. Because I just don't understand. I just don't understand it. I actually feel sorry for him because I think he's got some kind of very serious disorder, maybe some serious form of ADHD. I don't know, but I actually feel sorry for him, and I actually wish that the people in the comments would just leave him alone and not actually keep, because it's all those comments that keep coming out, which spurs him on to make more videos. It's like a vicious cycle, and I wish the only way you can get James to stop is for nobody to comment on any of his videos. And then he won't make any more videos, because it's purely those comments that inspires him to make more. So if everyone stopped, the channel would just completely die and he would just give up on it. Like anyone who makes YouTube videos would. Same with me. If I had no comments in any of the videos whatsoever, I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. And that's the same with his channel. And I do feel sorry for him that he seems to be caught in this vicious cycle that he can't escape from, because he can't see. Everyone else is wrong apart from James. Yeah, apart from James, everyone else is wrong. And he's just so obsessed with stuff that really doesn't matter in the world. It really doesn't matter. I mean, he's just someone making YouTube videos. He's not going to affect any change whatsoever in judges and lawyers. And who gives a shit about judges and lawyers? We all know they're half bent and getting bribes. Who cares? No one, apart from James, of course. James cares passionately. So I just don't get the guy. But I do genuinely feel sorry. I feel sorry for him, and I don't feel sorry for the people that comment constantly. They're always trolling him, and they always come up with exactly the same things. If they want to do James the ultimate favour, they should just not comment at all and just let the channel die, because it will do. Because if no one comments, he won't bother making any more videos. He won't, because he's feeding them and they're feeding him, and it's a completely vicious cycle, and it just repeats over and over again. It's like he's stuck in Alice in Wonderland and he just can't get out. He just can't get out. He's just stuck there permanently. And as I say, I do feel sorry for him. I really do. And I hope to God that at some point in his future he will give up on this and just live his life, because there's so many things in life that can come along and kick you in the nuts. So many things. It's unbelievable. I mean, I'm only 56 years old and I've been kicked in the nuts so many times, but there's so many things out there that he could be doing. They're not doing this. I mean, it's just anyway. So that's been my week. I've been listening to Mr. James Atkins of the Fixed F1 channel. So yeah, go check him out, because he's great. He really is. He's great. As I say, if you're watching, James, and I'm sure you will be, and I sincerely hope, and this is from the bottom of my heart, I hope that you at some point in your life get the help that clearly you need. It's very, very clear, because if you look at anyone else on YouTube or any normal person that you'd see in the street, this is not normal behaviour. James, this is not normal behaviour, and I hope that you get the help that you need, and I hope you look back on this and think that this was a bad place in my life, and I'm doing a lot better now, and I hope you do. I really do. I hope you do. Wonder if he's had his ketchup yet. No ketchup. Because I have heard that there have been a lot of F1 drivers that lost their lives during Formula 1 in 56. Yes, the statistics, if I remember rightly, back in the 60s and 70s, I think it was six every year. Drivers they used to lose in the 60s and the 70s. 6 drivers every year. which is just insane. I mean, you couldn't even think about that now, could you? Couldn't even just imagine if you lost Max, Lewis, Oscar, Lando. Well, okay, but you're getting my point here. Just trying to think of two more of the top ones: Charles and George Russell. There you go. I've just counted 6 on my fingers. Just imagine in 2025 if you lost those 6 drivers every single year. I mean, we mourn the loss of maybe one driver every what? I mean, it averages out at the moment every 10 years, doesn't it? We lose about one driver every 10 years, roughly. But back then in the 60s and 70s, 6 drivers every single year died in Formula One. It's just crazy, absolutely crazy. And of course, a testament to the safety that is now in Formula One with the halo and everything else. Don't forget the hands device is still operating as it always has done for lots of years. That's the bit, of course, that is behind their helmet. As you can see it when they get out of the car, the hands device, which is supposed to hold their neck in place in a serious shunt. So you've got the hands device, you've also got the halo, and the fact that F1 is a lot more safer than it. I think it's probably at its peak of safetiness. It's never going to be 100% safe because it is a motorsport. It's a dangerous sport. It's never going to be 100%. But I think at this point, it's at the safest it's been for a very long time, and I'm very, very happy about that. I still want to see crashes in Formula One. I love crashes in Formula One. As long as nobody gets hurt, I love it, because let's face it, they sit there and completely wipe out a car, and it's like £1 million. I just love it because F1 is so full of that opulence, isn't it? And the money and all that lot, that, we as mere mortals will sit there and just laugh at the fact they just lost £1 million on a car that's just gone smack into a wall. It's just brilliant. It really is. But as I say, no fatalities. I'm not into that whatsoever. But smashes, yeah, I still want to see some great smashes. Really want to see some great smashes. Blundell drove for Brabham when they were on their last legs. Yes, they were. Brabham. Oh my God. Herbert did okay at Benetton. 2 race wins in a car that was built from the ground up for Schumi isn't to be sniffed at. It's true. He did do 2 race wins. I did forget about that. That is true. He probably did his best ever that he could have done in the Benetton, I have to admit. But before that, he had some he was in the Lotus, wasn't he? He was in the Lotus, and that was a dog. That was in the horrible dog years of Lotus when it was an absolute toilet. But he just went from toilet to toilet, did Johnny Herbert. On the YouTube videos I've heard, they lost their lives in Formula 1 during the 50s, 60s. Yes, most of them did. Show everyone our Eurovision entry from 2006. See if anyone notices a problem with the entire concept of it. I will do. Also, I can't imagine what the halo would have looked like on the F1 cars in the 50s and 60s. Yeah, it wouldn't have looked... I don't even know if they would have been able to have got a halo system working in the 50s and 60s and 70s, because isn't the halo made of carbon fibre? And they didn't have carbon fibre in the 50s, 60s. So I don't know. I mean, it would have been made of iron or steel, wouldn't it? The halo, which is probably not a good idea, to be honest. But yeah, it definitely wouldn't have been made of carbon fibre. To be fair, you never know what gets done with those cookies. True, but I don't even give it a second's thought. I just press yes every time, because I'm not interested. I just want to get to the page I'm looking at or whatever on the internet. So I don't even give it a second's thought. Yes, but it is true. They are tracking cookies, but I've got internet security software which gets rid of all the cookies every 7 days or whatever anyway. So it doesn't really matter to me because, within 7 days they've gone. So, and it all restarts again. So I'm not really bothered, to be honest. So I just click on yes because I'm more interested in getting on the page than I am of worrying about what they're doing with my cookies. But as I say, it all gets reset every 7 days on my I've got Norton security software, so it resets it all and it starts again. So there you go. Basically, a service that collects your data to sell on to advertisers. At least that's what it's claimed. Yes, that's basically what it is. It's basically every web page you click on, Shane, you get a little pop-up comes up before you click on it saying, do you want to accept these cookies? And that's what it is. It's just more advertising, really. What it's supposed to do is tailor your internet experience with what you need. So say you were on, say you were on Argos in the UK. Say you were on Argos and you were looking at, let's look at something stupid. Right, you were on Argos and you were looking at DVD players. There you go, DVD players. Now you come out of Argos, you haven't bought a DVD player, you're just looking at them. So you come out of Argos and you go on to another site, nothing to do with Argos, nothing to do with DVD players. So you go onto another site and it says, do you want to accept the cookies? And you say yes. Now, what it's supposed to do with the tailored experience is get you looking at stuff that you want to look at. So if it works properly with the cookies, you'll be looking at this other page, and then when you get down the right hand side, you got like adverts that come up here. While you're looking at this page, on the right hand side, you will, if the cookies are working right, you will see an advert for Argos, and it will say DVD players. That's when the cookies work correctly, because that is tailoring what you're looking at to what you were previously looking at, and that sort of, it's an incentive to go, oh, you know what? I think I might buy that DVD player after all. That's what it's all about. That's when cookies work properly. But unfortunately, like everything in life, the information, not all the information is supposed to go where it's supposed to go, and it ends up being sold to other parties, and it's all a mess. It's all a mess. But that cookies, when they work, are fine. But as I say, I've got the security software and it just gets rid of them after 7 days and resets it all, so I don't bother. I just say yes to my cookies. Oh, I see. On what cookies you eat? Well, it would be nice if every website you went on gave you a free cookie, because I'd be there. Alice in Wonderland's a Disney movie. Yes, it is. Also, I love eating cookies. Me too. Bring back Zipan. Agreed, Plynal. Yes, bring back Zipan. Johnny Herbert was driving for Lotus when they were on their last legs. He was. I remember that race. I can't remember which one it was. I think it was in '94, actually. Because wasn't he driving in Lotus and then he went to Benetton? Because he replaced... didn't he replace Jos Verstappen? I can't remember. I think that was what happened. But anyway, he was at Lotus. I don't know if it was '94, because I'm doing all this from memory. Yes, I've got no Google in front of me. I could do, but I prefer to do it this way because it's more fun. Try and use your brain, because lots of people don't use their brains anymore. But I think he was at Lotus, and I remember that they had this brand new engine for the car, and only his car had it. His teammate didn't have it. It's a brand new engine, a lot lighter than the old engine, and apparently this was news around the paddock was that this was a bit of a revolution, and could be a sort of championship material winning if it worked. And so he lined up on the grid. He's ready to go in his Lotus. The lights went out. I can't remember which race it was. It might have been Imola. I don't know. Anyway, the lights went out. I think he got stuffed into turn one. Someone either hit him or he hit someone else. And unfortunately, the car was damaged too much. So they had to put him in the spare car, which was the one that didn't have this new engine in it. And oh my God, it was just heartbreaking, heartbreaking that he was so excited thinking that this was going to be a great car, and then had to put him in the spare car. Spare car back in the day, if anyone It's too young to remember. Back in the old days, you used to have 3 cars. Each team had 3 cars, 2 for the drivers, and you had 1 spare car. If there was an accident or incident during the first lap or whatever, and the race was stopped, you were allowed to go out in the spare car. Now, the spare car was set up generically, which means everything was on default. So if you'd spent the whole weekend getting the setup just right on your car, this was not transferred to the spare car. You went with the car as it is, basically default. So you're always at a disadvantage if you had to go in the spare car. No one wanted to go into the spare car, but the option was always there. And I do miss the spare car. I do miss the spare car in Formula 1, because if you're out now, you're out. Whereas before, you could be out and you could get going again. You could get going again in the spare car. So for anyone who's too young to remember, back in the day, there was the spare car in Formula 1, which was later, unfortunately, abolished. I think Bernie got rid of it as well, if I remember rightly. It was a Bernie Eccleston thing, and he said no more spare cars, so that was it. I think it was a cost-cutting measure because some of the lower teams couldn't afford the spare car, so I think that was why it was scrapped. And before that, he drove at Benetton in 1989. Yes, like Ralph Schumacher suffered a massive crash during the United States Grand Prix. I'm glad he survived. Yes, that was a bad crash. He didn't qualify in Canada and they got rid of him. That's right, in 2004, I mean. Of course, Herbert had a very terrible crash in F3000 in 1988. You can onto the orange site. Yes, the orange site. I don't know what you're talking about. Lotus, Ligier once, and then Benetton. Since 2015, we hope we don't see any more deaths in Formula 1. True. It was Monza. He qualified 4th. Thank you. Monza qualified. He got Irvined. Oh dear, he got Irvined, did he? Yes, I remember that. He got Irvined. Oh dear. It was heartbreaking though, because he I think they interviewed him on the grid before, and he was so happy about this engine, about this. You know, they really thought, Lotus really thought. I mean, Lotus back in the day were absolutely geniuses in, you know, car development and getting great cars. So, you know, they knew what to do, but they just unfortunately were starting to get to the end of their successful days. But, you know, they thought they'd really, you know, found a decent engine, but it wasn't to be. As far as I know, they didn't use that engine ever again, I don't think. So that's very weird. Shane says, I also love chocolate. Nice. The spare car was almost always set up for the number one driver. This is true, yes. Set up for the number one driver. Eurovision 2006 time. That was the same week Lotus said they went into administration. Yes. Eurovision 2006. Now, am I going to find this quickly? Come on. Oh, it's all right. Don't worry. I'll do it on YouTube. Who was it? Was it Tattoo? Was it Tattoo? Just say yes, Tattoo, and I'll just find it on YouTube. Save me going up through the Facebook trying to scroll up and find it. The F1 1995 season review did a Lotus tribute which had a montage of the team. Nice. Is it Tattoo? Is it Tattoo? Where's he gone? Where's he gone? It's not here. Daz Sampson, I think he was called. He was on top of the pots not long ago doing a version of Kung Fu Fighting. He did manage to get the original singer Carl Douglas on with him. Want to see how quickly the viewers see what was wrong with it. Was it Was it the tattoo one? Is that the one you're saying? Because I can't scroll up the Facebook chat to find it. It's going to take too long. Just tell me if it was the tattoo one, and I'll type it into YouTube. Dee. Oh wait, it might be that one. I didn't have to scroll too far after all. Is it the tattoo? No, not tattoo. Right, well show me which one it is then and I'll show it, otherwise I don't know what you're talking about. No, not tattoo. Like I meant to say, it was 2004 when Ralf Schumacher suffered a massive crash during the United States Grand Prix. They weren't from the UK for a start. Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. Fernando Alonso had a tyre failure as well during the 2004 United States Grand Prix. Yes, he did. Right, Mr. Lesbians, tell me which video it is, because I'm not a mind reader, you know. I need to know which video it is. Ah, wait a minute. This you chimp. All right, here we go. Here it is, everyone. This was our Eurovision entry for 2006. Yes. I have watched this, and it reminds me of where's my headphones? It reminds me of the back room at Top of the Pops when Jimmy Savile was hosting. It does remind me of that. Yes. I've sent you it. I got it. Spot what was wrong with it. Here we go. So this is our Eurovision entry. I saw a video about the Midland F1 spiker years. Apparently, because Midland were known as MF1 Racing, they were referred to as MFI. Yes. MFI. Right, here we go. Eurovision.
Advice. They're going rat-a-tat-tat with the chat, yeah. I cry, dwelling on the past from back when I was young, thinking of my school days and trying to write this song. Classroom schemes and dreams, man, they couldn't save me, cause my days were numbered when I signed down on AV. Teenage kicks running out, what could we do? I still show respect to my boys who made it through, and getting told off Mr. T how my life will be, and giving him a signal so everyone could see. Sunshine and shade, those girls I'd serenade, thinking of those 6-phone chicks that misbehave, hoping that those days would go on and on forever. Every day something new, just friends running together. Then suddenly school ends, your teenage life's gone. All your mates are growing up now, they're moving on, and now I'm looking back, I'll tell you what I know. Do you listen to your teacher? No, I don't think so. Come on! Did you learn at school today? Did you learn? That's what used to say.
But they don't know, don't understand, do they? Why?
Say
Do
what?
they always give
Always
advice?
giving advice.
Then just be nice,
Don't
always
like to take
think
time to
twice.
chat, yeah.
But it's been a long time since they had a
You
teenage
treat the
life.
kids fine, together they will shine. Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, shine.
Shine. Hear me now. And if you give the kids time, they won't do the crime. No, no.
One, two,
Let me see some hands, come on. Yeah! Now my bad old ways were during my school days. Messing with those grade A's, my life is just a haze. I'm going through the struggle, 5'10" and kicking back. So I could let the flow lace it up now on the track. Oh yeah, I felt the pain while chasing all the fame. I'm being told I'm nothing, just a player in the game. But now I walk tall, stand proud for you to see. Driving these fast targets, 5 stars for me. Come on!
Did you learn at school today?
Take your turn,
That's
you
what
better
the
learn.
teachers used to say.
Aha, aha.
But they don't know, don't understand, do they? Why?
Say what, say
Do
what?
they always give
They're always
advice?
giving advice.
Then just be nice,
They're going back
always
to
think
chat, time to
twice.
chat, yeah.
It's been a long time since they had a
You know it's been a long time, such a long, long time.
They had a teenage life.
Thank you, vote for the music.
There you go. Eurovision 2006. Oh my god. I see myself singing on stage like them because I can sing and sing a lot. Nice. That's not the problem here. Daz will fix it for you. Daz will fix it for you. Daz will fix it for you. Hang on a minute. I just thought of something. I just thought of something. You know, the F1 Fix channel. Yeah, his name's James. James Atkins. What's another name for James? Well, it's Jim. Or Jimmy. And Jimmy, he fixes things, doesn't he? That's why his channel's called F1 Fixed. So in other words, James Atkins is Jimmy Savile.
Your setup wants Opera
Oh my god. I've just realised that. He's Jimmy Savile. That joke would have worked quicker if the adverts hadn't come on as they have done, but I'm getting there. Hang on. Bloody live. Here it is, everyone. Jimmy's fixed it for me. Yes.
Your letter was only the start of it. One letter, and now you're a part of it. Now you've done it. Jim has fixed it for you. And you and you. There must be something that you always want to do. The one thing that you always wanted to. Now you've done it. Jim has fixed it for you. And you and you and you.
Unbelievable. Yes, there you go. Jimmy Atkinson of F1 Fixed has fixed it for us all. Well done. I can't believe that this is actually on YouTube, you know. I'm very surprised. 483k views. Let's look at the comments. Never before in the field of music has a theme tune been so forbidden yet so catchy. This is true. I mean, unfortunately, you can't blame the. Sorry, I gotta get that picture off. We can't. That's better. Unfortunately, you can't blame the people that made the song because that was nothing to do with them. They were told it was a BBC show, make a song, and they did do. The song is actually it's quite catchy, so you can't blame them for that. But yeah, it's just unfortunate that it got associated with him. Used to dream of being on this show as a kid. I'm glad my dream never got fulfilled. Yes, there you go. I wonder why he didn't win that year. I don't know why either. Daz will fix it for you. I can also play a lot of musical instruments like guitar, violin, flute, trumpet, ukulele, banjo, piano and harp, and also drum and a lot more. Wowzers. Wowzers, Shane. Fantastic. I have trouble just playing on my organ. Get Johnny Herbert on this all seasons. There goes the stream. Turn this off now. Yes, I've done it. I've turned it off. I love music so much. Jim fixed many things, especially backstage. Yes, he did. I can just listen to this tune forever. Shane, you know, no, but I just enjoyed listening to music here. Yeah, I'll let Dave explain him. A shame Top of the Pops has been tainted by him and the rest of the people who hosted and all performed who turned out to be wrong ones. Yeah, I agree with you absolutely wholeheartedly. I was a great fan of Radio 1 back in the day. It was one of my favourite radio stations to listen to because radio back in the day was the internet. If anyone doesn't know that, yes, when we didn't have the internet back in the day, radio was our internet. Yes, and all the presenters on Radio 1 were like rock stars. They were like gods. We all worshipped them, me included, back in the day. Unfortunately, we also didn't know what was going on behind the scenes as well. But yeah, Radio 1 was just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But yes, it is a shame that everybody associated with it has now got tarnished with the same brush. I think the only person who got away with any of that was Terry Wogan, to be honest. Nothing was ever... He wasn't even... As far as I can remember, he wasn't even investigated, was Terry Wogan. Because everyone said there's just no point. There's just no point because you won't find anything. So, yeah, he wasn't even investigated, I don't think. I mean, if you just sort of juxtaposition that Terry Wogan one side, Hugh Edwards on the other side. I mean, you couldn't get two more different sides of the same coin, to be honest. It's just, oh my God, absolutely horrendous. Our entry in 2006 was brilliantly thought out. I can't figure out what people didn't like about it. True. There's been hundreds of episodes skipped because of that. Jimmy, DLT, Gary Glitter, R. Kelly, Puff Daddy, oops, yeah. And also once a certain Australian entertainer appeared on it. Oh, I wonder who that was. Tie me kangaroo down. Now, he also was someone who hid in plain sight. He even fooled the Queen. And believe me, the Queen was no one's fool. But he even fooled the Queen as well. He did portraits for and everything. Just think about that. Oh, horrible. Horrible. Also, a certain Australian entertainer appeared on it in 1993. Couldn't edit him out because the host kept mentioning his name throughout the show. When I sing, I do make people cry so much because of how good my... Well done, Shane. Well done. I also have the same effect when I sing. People do cry. But I think it's not for that same reason. Sir Terry Wogan was one of the greats. I absolutely agree with you. Sir Terry Wogan was my hero. I've got to say that. In terms of the BBC and chat shows, Terry was my hero. I just loved his presenting style. And he never went too far. He was never, I mean, if anyone's seen that David Icke interview with him back in the day, even when he said something that could have been thought of as derogatory, he then, came back and said, look, I don't want to sound like this, but, so he was just great. And during that interview, when the best bit was when the audience started laughing and David Icke says, oh, you see, look, I'm getting a reaction. And he came out with quite possibly the best line of all. He says, yeah, but they're not laughing with you, David. They're laughing at you. And that was just a classic line. I mean, that's just gone down in history, that is. And he was very true. Terry was very true. They weren't laughing with him. They were laughing at him because if anyone doesn't know, at the time, he'd come out at the age of 38 and a BBC sports commentator was David Icke. He came out and announced to the world that he was the Son of God. Yes, he was the Son of God. And I think David was the start of all this fringe mentality. It all started, I think, with David. I mean, before David, nobody sort of really took any notice of crazy things that people used to say, but as soon as David came along, people started to take notice, and I think it has fueled the whole fringe mentality. And I think David Icke, for whatever else he is, you have to give him credit for, if you can call it credit, give him something for getting this all started, because I mean, and to actually sort of say to yourself at 38 years old, I'm going to come out and say that I'm the Son of God. I mean, just think about that for a moment. I mean, it's incredible to think about. Hugh will fix it for you. Yes, Hugh will fix it for you. Yes. For 15 grand. Also, Steve Wright. Yes, Steve Wright. Steve Wright in the afternoon with Mr. Angry from Purley. I am very angry. Now, he reminds me of Mr. James Atkins as well. Mr. Angry, yes. Rolf will fix it for you. Yes, he certainly will. I think the only good thing about Rolf is that he did actually end up in jail, didn't he? Obviously, Jimmy didn't end up in jail because he died before any of these allegations came out. But Rolf did actually do some jail time. I mean, obviously it was cushy jail time, but he did do some jail time. You can sing as well, Dave. I can, Shane. I can. Have you heard my rendition of Bohemian Rhapsody, Shane? I think I've done it on here before. I would do it again, but I don't think anyone wants to hear it. But yes, I can sing. Also mentioning Mike Smith, he didn't do anything wrong. He decided not to sign a licensing agreement to allow BBC to repeat his shows, which is a shame as lots of great songs got skipped. That's true. Mike Smith used to race in the BTCC in the late 80s. Wow, I didn't know that. Steve Wright left Radio 1 because they moved him to breakfast after all the changes that happened. Philip will fix it. Yes, Philip will fix it for you. Yes. Then he went on to Radio 2 and in 1999 they got him back in the afternoon. No. God, no. Is this because of my singing? Is this because of my singing? Oh my God, look at the time. It's 11:30. It's 11:30. I've got to go, everyone. Right. Let's not do Jimmy Savile again. Let's do that other song, which is not Jimmy Savile.
Auto alight.
Excuse me as I just sneezed. That Prince will fix it for you. Can you play any musical instruments, Dave? The only thing I can play, Shane, is my organ. Yes. I used to play the recorder at school, but I don't know how to play that now. But I am very good with my organ. That is a musical instrument that I play quite a lot. Most evenings, in fact, I do play with my organ, and so yes, that would have to be my favourite musical instrument so far. Yes. Philip was on that Girl Bands Forever documentary because they showed him with Little Mix. Bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, because I sneezed. Thank you, Blind, bless you. Thank you. Yes. I expect you thought that delay was that my screen had frozen, but no, I was waiting for the sneeze. Yes. It's because I've had my ear done. You see, me sinuses are going all over the place as well at the moment. But I'm all right. I'm not ill or anything. It's just sinuses. Ear, nose and throat. It's all connected, isn't it? Did you know that at 58, Flavio Briatore boffed... Did he really? Really? I did not know that. Hello, Kevin Vasquez. Well, he says, have you played the harmonica? No, because she wouldn't let me. So, as I say, these days, most evenings, I have to play with my organ. But I'll tell you what, I am very good at it these days. Very good indeed. Yes. Yes, it does take a long time to compose a song with my organ now. Before I used to be able to do very, very quick tunes in a matter of minutes. Yes, very, very quickly to get a tune out of my organ. But these days it takes a lot longer. Yes, I think the tunes are a bit longer these days, so that's why it takes longer. But yes. Naomi Campbell was on Top of the Pops once in 1994. Was she really? Was she singing? Did you know that Prince can't? Did you know that the Prince can't sweat? That's amazing. The Prince can't sweat. That's something to watch for next time. Yes. Yes, well, I will definitely watch that next time. Remind me next time. Is it the keyboard organ you play? Yes, it is, Shane. Yes, it's the keyboard organ that I play. Yes. I've been playing with my organ for quite a few years now, Shane. Quite a few years. Where can we see you playing your organ? Oh, all over the internet. Yes, all over the internet. I've published lots of videos with me playing with my organ. Yes, lots of videos. Shall we do the top fans now, everyone? Shall we? Shall we do the top fans now? Did you know the Prince visited Pizza Express Did he really? Oh, that's right, he did, didn't he? While he was supposedly doing something else, but he couldn't done because he was at Pizza Express. And due to the fact that he got PTSD from being out in Afghanistan, driving a helicopter far, far, far away from the front line, because they don't let Royals enter the front line because obviously they might get killed, so they don't do that. He was right on the outskirts of Afghanistan. In fact, he was pretty much in Uzbekistan, to be honest. He was nowhere near it, but because he was driving his helicopter and far out into the distance, I'm talking 100, 200, 300 miles away, he could see a tiny little bit of smoke, and because he saw that smoke, unfortunately, it gave him PTSD. And that PTSD, unfortunately, has resulted in the fact that he can no longer sweat. He can't sweat. No, he cannot sweat. Prince Andrew cannot sweat, which is quite remarkable, because I do believe if you can't sweat, you will actually die. That's my understanding. Yes, you will actually die. So there you go. But no, Prince Andrew, he can't sweat. So you're probably not as musically talented like I... Oh, definitely not, Shane. Definitely not. It's just my organ. And that's all I can play. I can't play any other... I can't play guitar, drums, anything like that. No. You should talk to Drum Tank when he comes in again. He'll be here in the future. Probably in about another 6 months' time. You should talk to Drum Tank because he's very musically inclined. He plays everything. Drums, guitar, piano, lots of stuff. So, yeah. You should talk to him. Do you know that the Prince hates children? Really? I didn't know that. Let's do the top fans, shall we? Okay, 1 minute, everyone. Spam the chat. 1 minute. starts now. Spam the chat, spam the chat. Spam the chat. Okay, that's it. 1 minute is finished. No more spamming the chat, please. Everyone, stop spamming now. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. Everyone, stop spamming the chat. Stop it now. Stop it. Stop spamming. Stop spamming the chat, everyone. I know there's a delay, so I'll give you a few more seconds. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. Stop spamming. Right, that's it. I'm going to top fans now. The decision is now final. Here we go. Make sure this works. Yes, it does. Here are tonight's top fans, and I'll remember to turn the music down this time so you can actually hear me and not the music. Let's put me headphones on. Okay, the top fans tonight at number 6. We've got Kevin Vasquez, who slipped in there under the radar right at the last moment, but he's in at number 6. Number 5 goes to... oh my goodness, it's everyone's favourite Yorkshireman. It's Will F1. Number 4 goes to... it's Mr. Rogara. Which means onto the top 3. At number 3 it is... it's Plynal Plessy. And at number 2 it means we have... it's Shane. Which means once again at number 1 it is the Paddock Lesbians with 225 XP. He is once again the winner of the top chat. There you go. Right, that's it, everyone. Thanks, everyone, for joining me tonight on the chat. Oh dear, Qatar and Saudi's bribery plot has run out this week. Or maybe not. Hello, Laurie. Welcome to the stream. Hi there. I think I'm late. You are. I'm just about to finish, in fact. But welcome along anyway. Welcome along anyway. So thanks to everyone in the chat tonight. We had Kevin. We had Laurie right at the end there. We've had Will F1, Mr. Regard, Plano Plessy, Shane, and the Paddock Lesbians. Thanks everyone. You have been awesome as always. I will be back, of course, next week. Now, we've got Brazil at the weekend. It's a sprint round, so there's lots of motor racing. Chance for 33 World Championship points on offer to the winner if they win every single part of this weekend. So that's pretty exciting. If that's Maxi Boy, he could really close up the gap. Really close up the gap. But we will see what happens. Anyway, thank you, everyone, tonight. You have been awesome from me. And, of course, everyone's favourite bear, Mr. TB the Bear. Yes, the lesbians are on top once again. Everyone's favourite bear, TB. TB the Bear. I'm sure Will have his opinions on certain things. I look forward looking at his comments. Oh, yes, he's got lots of opinions. You look back at his comments because there's quite a few. Anyway, there you go, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. And I'll catch you at the weekend for the results of the qualifying and the races and whatever. And I'll be back for the all seasons and next week, of course. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Thanks, Shane. I just got that before I'm going. Starting about the stream. I've been to 2 streams for a TB the Bear, says Laurie. Yes, TB the Bear. You just got those 2 in because I was just about to hit cut the stream, but I got them in. Thank you, everyone, and good night. Bye, Dave. Shame it's a sprint race. It is a shame it's a sprint race, Laurie. Such a shame it's a sprint race, I must admit. Why do they do that to Brazil? Poor Brazil. What did it do to deserve a sprint round? Anyway, there you go, everyone. Thank you and good night. Sprint races suck, though Brazil might be interesting. Yeah, Brazil will be interesting, but yeah, as you say, sprint races, rubbish. Load of rubbish. Anyway.